Warpugs, every so often there's a question that I just never knew that I needed to ask. And today we're going to learn from Kentucky Ballistics the answer to one of those questions. And that question is, how powerful are concrete bullets? He's going to make 10 gauge concrete bullets, and he's going to make buckshot out of concrete. Now, the big question for me is, what type of concrete is he going to use? Because yes, if you didn't know, there are dozens upon dozens of types of concrete. There's more dense variants, there's lighter variants, there's the quickcrete that you pour in your backyard. I don't know. I don't think it matters at this point because this is going to be awesome. It's Kentucky Ballistics. We are here for more standard Kentuckian behavior. Warpugs, be sure to like and subscribe this video and go and check out Kentucky Ballistics if you have not already. Subscribe to him as well. Guys, this is what YouTube exists for. Let's get into it. Mayonnaise table torture. Wow, what was that? Every once in a while somebody does a drive-by here with a real, like, just revving their engine because for whatever reason, I guess they like doing that on this road. But it doesn't happen nearly as often as the last place, so I'm actually okay with it. Let's go.
Yes, sir. I have located his new property. No sign of him yet. And everything seems to be... Oh. I think I'm gonna be sick, sir.
Hold it in, you loyal soldier. You'll be fine.
He's got a whole table graveyard.
Oh.
Oh. Sorry. He just destroyed another one. We gotta stop him. We're gonna need backup. He's out of control. What's up, everybody?
What up, yo?
My name is Scott, and you're watching Kentucky Ballistics. And here on the channel, I have tested out a lot of unique ammunition. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes unintentionally. But today I have some very unique ammo on purpose. When it comes to shotguns, my favorite shotgun is the almighty 10 gauge shotgun. And today we have concrete 10 gauge slugs and 10 gauge concrete buckshot. I am very excited to see how it performs and see how it compares to lead ammunition. So let's go get set up and get started. Whew. It is a hot one today. But you know what they say? It's not the heat, it's the humidity that'll get you. Anyways.
I can attest to this. I've lived in the desert. I've lived in places that are not the desert, and give me 120 in dry heat all day long versus anything with over 90% humidity.
We are going to start out by shooting some steel with our concrete slugs and buckshot. So this is our 10 gauge concrete slug. This thing weighs 180 grains. Normally a lead slug is weighing around like 765 grains. And then here is our 10 gauge concrete buckshot. These are also very light. We're looking at about 140 grains total. Okay, the shotgun I am using today is a New England Firearms single shot 10 gauge shotgun, and I'm going to start out with the lead buckshot.
Okay.
Going to be lead on the left, concrete on the right. Here
okay.
we go. Okay, now the concrete buckshot. I'm sure it's not going to kick as hard as the lead.
This is just going to be powder everywhere. Wow, it barely even made it over there.
Wow, that was actually a lot more stout than I thought it would be. Well, I'm going to say the concrete buckshot maybe a little too small for the 10 gauge. I think it just pretty much turned it to powder.
I think it did
but
too.
The lead buckshot, pretty good. Okay, now for the moment of truth, we are going to try out the slug. I'm going to go lead slug first. On the left.
There you go. Boom! I just don't. I don't know if those buckshot pellets are ever going to hold up to the force they're going to be ejected at. Like, I think that's what that big. Yeah, I think that's what that huge plume was most of them turning into essentially nothing. But at least one made it.
I love 10 gauge so much. Now concrete slug.
All right, 1 second. My wife has decided that she has brought the sideshow in here, which I'm not sure. Guys, I don't do well with distractions, and she is a marked distraction. You hear this grunting and raging behind me. It's the rage against, well, everything. If you see her in the background, I apologize. Here we go.
I hope I'm not let down. Here we go.
Yeah, it just turns to nothing. It just turns to absolutely nothing. Yeah, it barely even comes out of there.
I think something hit it. Okay.
I'm staring at my wife very judgmentally. Look, Sass, come here. Come here. You don't want to come here?
No, because Mommy's in the room.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so 10 gauge concrete buckshot, not so effective, but the concrete 10 gauge slug actually held together and put a pretty good mark on that steel target.
It did.
I mean, obviously lead is looking superior, but I'm very curious to see what kind of damage we are doing with a concrete 10 gauge slug. But before we continue, I want to give a big thank you to all of you who...
Eventually, I want to do something like this. Eventually, I want to come out and see everybody. Just show up somewhere. But this would have been awesome if I had the chance to go down and meet up with him.
Tactical store in Nashville, Tennessee. It was a huge turnout. I had a ton of fun, and it was wonderful meeting every single one of you. And I want to give a big thank you to 511 for hosting me. If you would like to see more meet and greets, let me know in the comment section down below, and be sure and show 511 some love for hosting this event. Check them out with the link in the description down below, and use my code 511KYB to get 20% off all non-sale items, and this is good until June 30th. Again,
Link will be down there.
Thank you to 511 for sponsoring this video, and a big thank you to all of you who showed up and support the channel. Now let's get back to it.
There you go.
Not bad, but I am gonna have to work on the height I can get from throwing my table, because I didn't quite make it. All right, I say we shoot some ballistic gel. This is a 16-inch, 10% clear ballistic gel block made by Clear Ballistics. I'm gonna get this set up on the table here and see what kind of penetration we get out of our concrete slugs. I know you probably want to see some chronograph readings though, but unfortunately I kind of had a little bit of a whoopsie today. Pull! Okay, let's hit this block with our 10 gauge concrete slug. Here we go.
It didn't even do any.
Let's have a look at our block here. We actually did not penetrate very deep. It hit the block and then it broke up quite a bit. If you look right here, that block is very, very chewed up. It's
yes,
so
it is.
gritty. Look at that. Okay. Concrete 10 gauge buckshot.
It just, it's too fragile. Like getting shot by it would hurt like rock salt, but I don't think this would do much more than rock salt.
The concrete buckshot at close range was actually pretty effective. And honestly, it penetrated about as deep as the slug. So now I'm kind of curious, what will this 10 gauge concrete buckshot do at a point blank range to our mannequin? Oh my gosh, that was awesome. And you know what else is awesome?
What?
Subscribing to Kentucky Ballistics.
Yes.
Hit that subscribe button. All right, that's enough of that scientific stuff. Let's just have some fun and blast some interesting targets. This is 1 gallon of Elmer's glue, and we're gonna hit it with a concrete 10 gauge slug.
There you go.
I am a little close. That's because these don't seem to be very accurate. All right, here we go.
Wow, okay.
Oh.
Oh, look. It is the lake of glue.
So, hit a little to the left. Did not go all the way through it.
Wow.
But still did a little bit of damage. What is this? Oh, that's the wadding. Ew. Gross! So now we're going to do a destruction comparison. I have 2 6-pound containers of Dijon mustard.
Yay.
I'm going to hit one with the concrete slug and one with a lead slug. Okay, concrete slug first on the left.
Oh, it just comes apart. It just comes completely...
Right.
Look at what she's doing. Look at what she's doing. This is my life. This is my wife. And that is a big piece of cardboard. She can't wait for me to get done and then do something about it. She has to... this is my life.
This is about to be a lot bigger. 1 3/4 ounce, 10 gauge slug. Coming at you. Oh, oh yeah.
There you go.
I say lead is a little more destructive.
Little bit. Just a smidge. Just a smidge.
So, 10 gauge, 10 gauge concrete slug seems to be pulling to the left, and again, did not make it all the way through that giant thing of mustard. But the 10 gauge lead slug did a fantastic job at busting that up. And there is mustard all over the place. I mean, we have quite the spread. Dijon mustard, huh?
Mixed with glue.
No, I don't like it.
There you go.
We're gonna shoot something a little bit thicker. I have 1 gallon containers of mayonnaise, and they are real extra heavy. Like me. That's why I'm sweating so much.
There you go.
Gonna go with concrete slug on the left again. This time I'm gonna aim a little to the right. There we go.
Well, hey, at least it did something better. That ooh. Okay. God, I love slow motion cameras. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Oh.
That was much better. Now for the lead slug.
Do it.
Here we go.
No comparison. No comparison. It is Vesuvius made of mayo. God, I love slow motion. Look at this.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
What are you doing in here?
A buffalo ear, a water buffalo ear.
Warpugs. One day I'm going to have this whole thing figured out. But until then, this is the kind of stuff that happens in the background. Just, I will cry. I'm going to cry. Oh, I'm haunted. Look at the panel it approaches. Ah.
There's probably mayonnaise on my back. Well, I thought I protected my gun, but I didn't. I got mayonnaise on my gun. Lead slug definitely wins again, but this time I had a better hit with the concrete slug, and I feel like we did a little more damage.
That's disgusting.
Well, that's going to be it for the main course. I say we move on to dessert.
Yes.
Now I have 2 6-pound cans of chocolate pudding. My guess is the concrete slug is not going to do much to this one, but we are going to try it out anyways. But I think the lead slug is probably going to pop it. Concrete slug first.
What are you doing in here? Go to your mama. I'm just having pug noises constantly right now. Just constantly.
To this one, but we are going to try it out anyways. But I think the lead slug is probably going to pop it.
There is no probably about it.
Slug first.
Ew. Did it even penetrate? It knocked the rust off of it, but I don't even think it penetrated.
Yeah, didn't do a whole lot. Now, lead slug on the right. You can't have your pudding unless you eat your meat. Oh!
Oh, God, I love slow motion.
That is exactly why I love 10 gauge.
Mm-hmm.
She be kicking.
Yes.
Look at what's left of this can. I am actually quite surprised because we almost made it into the can. I didn't think that it would even puncture it. I thought it would just kind of break up on it and bust it up, but no, actually did a little bit of damage.
Okay.
Need a little bit of extra on there.
There you go. Nice. Nice.
This guy's not having a great day.
No.
I mean, he's missing part of his face, and now he just got sprayed with pudding. So I know we probably are not going to do too much damage with our concrete ammunition, but I still want to take a few shots at our armored car because I'm curious. Okay,
That's for science. For science.
Is the buckshot. I'm going to go for the star.
Did those stay together?
Now for the concrete slug. You're going to aim for the center of the star.
That was the slug. Okay. Excuse me. Excuse me, young sir. Excuse me. Come here. Come here. Go on. Yeah, that thing
So we had a
disintegrated.
decent spread with our concrete buckshot. We actually had quite a few hits. One here, 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 here. I think that would probably sting if you got hit with that at this distance. And then as for our slug, I managed to hit right here in the center of this O. And that was totally on purpose. So now I want to see what kind of damage we can do with some 10 gauge copper plated buckshot.
Now, here's the thing. This is so interesting, but at the same time, like rock salt, I'd love to see what rock salt would do in comparison to this.
I'm going to go for that little winder. Oh, ho, ho.
Boop.
Let's give it another. I'm going to go for the star.
Oh.
All right, one more.
Let's go.
Let's go for the little peephole.
Oh, God. Oh, I love
So for a little while now, I've been questioning, what is this truck actually rated for? I mean,
Right.
416 Rigby zipped right through it. Punt gun did some damage to it, but it took a slug to really do some damage. And then the other day, a snub nose 50 AE made it through this thing and did this big hole right here. But it looks like with a 10 gauge shotgun, you would probably be okay. Stopped all our buckshot. That's actually really cool. That's a good pattern. Kept it all within that star. Then we hit our glass and it held up to it. And then I aimed for a little peephole here. We actually put a pretty big dent in this frame that goes around it. And then
it would be interesting to see what that thing was actually rated for, what it's rated to be able to stop. Because most armored cars can stop small arms, but nothing bigger. The fact that it didn't stop the artillery piece, that is the punt gun, doesn't surprise me.
all of this through here. So I know now that this truck is at least rated for shotguns. All right, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like and hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, let me know what you thought about the 10 gauge concrete slugs in the comment section down below. Also, be sure and check me out on all other social media platforms. Links to those can be found in the description down below, along with a link to KentuckyBallistics.com, just in case you want to pick up a shirt. But I promise you, yours will not be this sweaty.
There you go.
Okay, I'm starting to get concerned. I think the table companies are watching, because these tables here lately have been a lot tougher.
There you go.
And as always, my name is Scott. Thank you so much for watching Kentucky Ballistics. I'll see you next time.
It's nice. Warpugs. Some questions deserve answers. Some questions deserve answers. But I really wish I knew what kind of mix he was using for the concrete that he made his shells out of. Pug. I wish I knew what kind of mix he was using for the concrete that he was putting in his shells. Because that looks, the way that fractured, it wasn't rated for any kind of high impact. I'm just listening to my pug devour this buffalo here behind me, because that's what pugs do, and I don't know what else to say. I was kind of surprised at how easily it fractured at the end of the day, but that might just be down to the mix itself. And that was something that I was thinking about before this video. Do you mind? Pug, do you mind? Sorry about that. I had to get the kids back with their mother. But I thought a lot of it was going to come down to the mix and how dense it was. A lot of the pellets for the buckshot and some of the slugs actually themselves completely disintegrated the second that he fired the round. So I'd like to see him try different types of concrete. I'd like to see him try some actual thermal resistant concrete and see what that would do, because those rounds just completely and totally fractured upon being fired. I'd also like to see a damage comparison on rock salt with a ballistic gel. I think that would be interesting to see. But until then, Warpugs, I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you for joining me, and check out all the links in the description below for Kentucky Ballistics and myself. I'll see you next time, Warpugs.